People say love makes the world go round. 2 years ago, I fell in love with a man. He was very attentive and showered me with love and affection. I had never known a man to be so expressive about the depth of his feelings. I was walking on air, feeling on top of the world. I have now found out it was all a deception. We met in Africa and we discussed HIV and AIDS before we became intimate. He reassured me that he hadn't had sex since he tested negative, and because I loved him, I trusted him. I now know he lied. Why did he do this to me? I don't know. I will never know. I will never understand. While he was feigning tenderness, love and affection and talking of marriage, he knew he was passing on a deadly virus. This was immoral, evil. My HIV positive diagnosis came as an enormous shock. I only had the test to cross it off a list of possibilities as my symptoms suggested that my immune system was not working well. I didn't understand how this could have happened, because as far as I was concerned, I hadn't put myself at risk. Despite doctors confirming that I had become infected since I met him, he still tried to blame me. Gradually, however, his story started to change. Months later, I found out that not only had he lied about his status, but he was also having concurrent sexual relationships with other women. He had been playing us all. I was utterly devastated to discover the man I loved had knowingly infected me. His love had not been real. I was not the love of his life. I was just one of a number of women he was deceiving. I felt violated to the very core of my being. At first, I was inconsolable. I didn't have the energy to carry on. I didn't want to go on. Life was just too hard. I was lost and felt hopeless. I couldn't understand why this had happened to me. People say things happen for a reason. Life throws us challenges to help us to learn. What was the lesson from this episode in my life? Not to love? Not to trust? Initially, I was consumed with anger and hatred. I am learning that these destructive forces will ultimately only harm me. With loving support from friends, I am becoming aware of my inner strength. I am now trying to harness the love that I squandered on him, turn it inward to nurture myself, to help me to heal and become whole again.